Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. Erik ten Hag just meets with the press today. He also did an interview a little bit before the press conference, so we're going to get straight into it. Very excited. Initial thoughts was that there's definitely something different about ten Hag compared to our previous managers. It's almost like he's very certain amongst himself. He seems very serious when he speaks, and it's not an emotional guy. I think he even says in this press conference, he likes to analyze things and think logically, and he's not gonna sell us fairy tales. He's a day-to-day guy, and he's gonna give his best. So yeah, let's get straight into the press conference reaction. To smash a like on the video, to subscribe if you are new. Before any questions were asked, Ten Hag first said, "Today I'm happy to meet you all, but I'm really excited to be here. It was really a warm welcome here in the club. I'm looking forward to working at this club, and I'm looking forward to cooperating with you all. It gives me energy. I'm looking forward to the new season, and today I feel quite well. I feel welcome, and this is my home, and I want to achieve success." So obviously a very nice sentence there, saying that this is his home. It will mean a lot to United fans, so fair play to him. And then first question, he was asked, "You've been preparing for this job for a week now or so in England. You were at the Crystal Palace match yesterday. What are your first thoughts on what you are taking on, and what areas have you pinpointed that needed improvement?" And he said, "I've made my analysis, and I think that we are in the lead of the process now. Before the season starts, we have a couple of weeks breaks. I'll make another analysis. I observe and I set conclusions, of course, but I keep it now for myself in the previous season now, and we look forward to going to the next season." He was then asked, "Are you confident in turning it around?" He said, "The confidence is that I have a good feeling with people around. I have a good feeling from the meetings. We have a plan now. It's about getting the plan done, to get into the process, to cooperate, to be consistent in our plan. And when we have good people around with the right connection and the right commitment, we will achieve the success we want to." He then asked what was his plan. He said, "Our plan is huge and we only have a short time." He said, "Of course, we'll have to roll it out to the staff, and then we'll have to roll it out to the players, and you will see." He was then asked about Ralf Ragnick, and most of you guys are on social media, on Twitter or whatever, and you've seen some of this. Personally, I thought that he kind of brushed aside questions about Ralf. It's almost like he wasn't phased about working with Ralf or just any questions about Ralf. I don't know what that could mean from Ten Hag. I don't know how Ten Hag feels about Ralf. He probably hasn't even spoken yet, but yeah, that's just I thought it was a bit weird. The way he just brushed aside some of the questions. But he was asked. Ralf Ragnick said he was going to speak with you this week. Do you agree with him that up to 10 reinforcements are needed? And then he just said again, "I'm still in the process. I'm looking forward to working with these players. The season before, the squad was second in the league, so there's huge potential. I think if we improve, if we can work with them, I think we can get more than what is now the result from the season." So basically saying he can definitely get more than what this current United squad has been giving us. And Mr. Ten Hag, as a United fan, and I'm sure as United fans around the world would say to you, don't be naive. Don't be naive. Us United fans have been watching United a lot more than obviously Ten Hag, and we know what the reality of the situation is. And Ten Hag, you might feel that maybe you got sick, and you might see all those things, but if you look at how that season went down and how this season went down, you'd realize, Mr. Ralf Ragnick, that question up to 10 reinforcements needed. Honestly, it might even be more, so I wouldn't say, yes, obviously you can get better than what from you can definitely get better from these players than what they've given us, but we still need a lot more. But yeah, anyways, he was then said, "What have you assessed as the first steps you need to take?" He says, "What we are now doing in first constructing the staff, constructing the squad, and constructing a good plan. First is the pre-season plan that we are now working on." He was then asked, "There's a lot of restructuring and there's so much change. Are you excited about the challenge of having a blank canvas?" He says, "That is on the club. They have to set conditions. I have to work with my squad to achieve success. That is what I'm looking forward to, and having a strategy. So we have a concept and we'll work on that." And then asked, "There's a lot to be done in terms of performance, but have you thought about changing the atmosphere?" And I don't know what the generals meant, if it was changing the atmosphere in the crowd or changing the atmosphere in the dressing room. I'd assume in the dressing room. So Ten Hag there said, "In every club we think about what is in the club, what is the spirit of the club, and that is what we want to know. But also, that is why we appoint me as the manager. I have to bring something to the club, a dynamic. If you want to achieve to the top, you have to demand, and that is what we are willing to do." And he was then asked, "It's been 9 years since United last won the Premier League title. Realistically, how long will it take to be challenging again?" Now, keyword there is challenging. if everything goes right, I don't even know. I mean, never say never. If, honestly, if we were a proper serious football club, let's just say we got taken over by proper owners, okay, and they're properly wealthy enough, you could do it over one window, like Ralph said. It really doesn't have to take so long. But in the sake of hours, best case scenario, I'd say 3 seasons. But Ten Hag said, I don't think about that in this moment. What we are thinking about is that the project, which our owners, I always know takes time, but I know that in this club, I have experience with clubs like Ajax and Bayern. We want to win. We want to win every game. So we go game to game, and then we'll see. I like that. Let's not. Yes, the big picture. He clearly knows. Ten Hag clearly knows what the big picture is. If you see any of the other videos he posted, he wants to win titles. He knows we have to win titles at Manchester United. We have to win trophies. But I like the fact that he's going, let's win game by game, and we're going to aim to win every game. I like that. He was then asked, do you think about coming here when you're offered the job? Is it a risk that you could be putting your reputation on the line? I like that question because, like I said, previously Ten Hag could have went anywhere else, but he came to Manchester United. And he did say, I didn't see it as a risk. I think this club has a great history, which we do, and now let's make a future. I really like that. It is really exciting to do with the people who are around in the club. So we also bring people in with the staff. We'll analyze the squad. We will go on day to day, work hard, 100% committed, and then I'm sure we'll get the success. He was then asked just a general question, how are you looking forward to the Premier League? He says it's fantastic. He already met big coaches, big teams from the Premier League in the European competition, so I know what to do with that. But it's clear that from the Premier League is the biggest league in the world, I think, and I'm really looking forward to battling with them. I was then asked, have you spoken to people about what it's like to be at this club? He said, of course, I've spoken with people to get an idea. He was asked, is it going to be a case of evolution or revolution at the club? He said, I think we have to work and we have to set clear purposes. Then said a clear strategy, and then you need people who have capabilities and have the right attitude, a positive attitude, 100% committed and work hard, and then we'll achieve our success. I was then asked, how will your team play? He said, maybe you have seen Ajax, and I like that, but it's always players who dictate the way of play. I have the ideal. I will line up my best team, and I will line up my players like that to get the best out of them, that they can go to the maximum, that they can feel comfortable in the role, and in the end it's about getting the success together. What does that really mean? And I think we all know how Ten Hag really likes it. He likes to have a lot of the ball. He likes dictating the football. He likes to be the dominant force in the game, almost like a city, almost like a city. But then the fact that he said the players dictate the play, it could be read as to saying, we do need players, a lot of players to play the way I want to play. But given what our current squad is, he might have to adjust it, and that's not something we would like. Obviously, best case scenario, we would like him to get back, for him to play his way. But anyways, he was then asked again, our interim manager for the past 6 months have been very vocal about the changes that needed to be made. Do you plan to sit down with Ralph? He then said, I think it's part of my analysis. I analyze by myself, I observe, and I'll speak with a lot of people, but finally I'll draw my own line, basically saying I'm in charge. Then he was asked, there are plans for Ralph's consultancy role. Do you advocate his role? And he just said that's on the club. Because, what else do you want to say? Ten Hag really didn't ask for any of this. This was the long-term agreed when Ralph first came at the club. And then he was asked, did you speak to Louis van Gaal or Daley Blind about the club? He said, I spoke with more people who have experience with this club, experts, but finally I'll draw my own line. I can't imagine Van Gaal and them would have had lots of good things to say about Manchester United. So, yeah, you'll definitely realize soon, Ten Hag, what this club is really like. And I feel you sorry, but hopefully we can turn it around. He was then said, did you speak to Van Gaal? He said, yes, I spoke with Louis. I was at his movie. I was at the premiere of his movie. He was then asked, there's a belief that no one will win a title while Klopp and Guardiola cycle of dominance. Do you agree with this? Now this one I really like. He said, in this moment, I admire them. I admire them both. They play in this moment really fantastic football, both Liverpool and Manchester City. But you will always see that in an era can come to an end. I'm looking forward to battling with them, and I'm sure all the other clubs in the Premier League will want to do that. By all means, Mr. Eric, if you can put an end to this era, you will definitely go down in the history books, because the first manager who can take Manchester United and make it great again is, it is the fantasy story, it is the number one goal, I would say, in football, to get Manchester United back at the back at the top. What is a bigger title than that? Really, I can't really think of one. But maybe I'm being biased because I'm a United fan. He was then asked, can that era come to an end before they decide to leave? He just said yes. He said, you spoke about history earlier. Do you do a lot of research into the club? And is that the reason why you came? He said, no. The reason is, although it's a fantastic history, the reason is there's a high potential for the future. That's why I'm here. Interesting. Yeah, I really hope so, Eric. I really hope so. He was then asked, will you speak to the players this week? He said, no, I don't speak with the players now. They need a break. They don't need a break, Eric, they don't need a break. They've been on a break the whole season, but obviously I'm taking the piss there, but not really. They have been a bit of a break. He then said, but I want to wait until the end of June for some players and the majority of the first week of July, obviously, because I think there's going to be some international duty, so lots of our squad players will only come back after that. He then said, what support do you need from the club? He said, we have good meetings, good talks, and I think we're on the same page. That is a good platform to start, and I'm sure I have confidence in the project that we have, the good people around, the right strategy, and from the point where there's a good platform, now we have to start work. He says, he was then asked, are there similarities between this job and the task you had when you first joined Ajax? He said, yes, there's similarities. They both were red. I think both clubs used to have success, and I think that's the biggest similarity. He's then asked, can you give an example of what Steve McClaren and Mitchell van der Gaag will bring as his assistants? Obviously, they're going to be working with Eric. He said, well, they both knew how to get a success before, because they both won titles, trophies in their careers, and that's why they are here. I like that, bringing in people who have won trophies. However, there's a few past quotes about Steve McClaren that went around social media, which is not ideal. Things like saying McTominay, Harry Maguire, and Ollie really could have taken Manchester United and make them great again. That now I'm gonna leave it at in the past. We'll see what he does when he's at Manchester United, but that's already a red flag for me with Steve McClaren. That's not good. I don't like to hear that, because even back then there was never a single point where Maguire and Scott McTominay and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer were doing well. Everyone even knows that second place. I mean, even though Eric spoke about it gloatingly, that second place is quite a fraudulent second place, isn't it? But it is what it is. That's in the past. I'm going to leave it there. He said, he was then asked, is recruitment going to be key? He said, yes, recruitment is an important part. And then, I like this, he was then asked, does Ronaldo fit into the project? He just answered simply, of course. And then I think the journalist was like, but do you feel he can bring next season? He just said, goals. Well, there you have it. All the idiotic journalists who thought, and pundits who thought, we're just going to chuck Ronaldo out. Yeah, maybe Ronaldo thinks he deserves better. That, by all means, that I agree with Cristiano. But for a manager not to want to work with Cristiano Ronaldo, I can't think of a logical reason why not. Even at this age, he clearly shows that he's a goal scorer. He is a very good goal scorer. How long can he keep that going for? Who knows? But at the moment, in this time, right here, right now, as long as he is a bit looked after throughout the season, without a doubt, you give him service, Ronaldo's going to bag goals. He was then asked, are you looking more for leadership from him as well to lead the project? He said, I'll first talk with Ronaldo before I talk with you. Interesting. He was then asked, what is his first impression of Manchester? He said, I've been here before. I've been at Old Trafford and I'm impressed. It feels like my home. I really like that. He was then asked if it was his favourite club as a boy. He said, it was seriously for England. In every country, I have a favourite club. In England, it was Man United. So there we go. He was then asked, he was then asked about Harry Maguire's role as captaincy. Ongoing discussion, who should be United's captain. Do you feel Harry Maguire should remain as captain? He says, I have to repeat, next season is a different season. I think he did a great job. And in some parts, I don't want to blame Ten Hag, because what's he going to say? Obviously, as us as fans would be like, no, we would want Ten Hag to be like, I don't think he's done a great job. He hasn't won trophies. He doesn't lead by example. We need the captaincy change. But realistically, Ten Hag was never going to say that. His actions will speak louder than his words. For all we say, he's nice to Maguire when he speaks to the press. But come match day or whatever, Ronaldo captain, Maguire's not even in the plans. I'm more than happy, So I didn't like that, but what else is Ten Hag gonna really say, Maybe if it was someone like Jose Mourinho, we'll get an answer we're looking for. But yeah, what's he gonna really say? He was he was asked, how do you react to Van Gaal's comments about Man United being a commercial club? He said, I draw my own line. I'm convinced that is not the case. You'll learn over time, I suppose, Eric, but hopefully it changes. He said, I spoke to the directors about it, and football is 1, 2, 3 these days. Every club these days is commercial, which is true. Every club needs it to be successful. You need to do what's necessary, but football is 1, 2, and 3 in this club. I like that. He was then asked, this question had to be asked, are you looking forward to working with Donny van der Beek again? He said, of course, we had a fantastic squad in our time at Ajax. I have a really good relationship with him. I'm looking forward to meeting him again on the pitch. So hopefully that is an indication that Donny is going to come back and be in Ten Hag's plans. So let's just see what happens. I think it's a big season. That was a very long press conference, as you would expect, for his first one. Many more to come. Where do we go from here? I think, to be honest with you, there'll be something new every day. I think there will be something here and there every day. Obviously, for the next few days, we can expect some more, how can I say, Ten Hag PR, some more prop, the social posts, all of that. But I would say, as United fans, let's keep an eye on transfer news, because I think right now, if we were serious and this rebuild is going to go how a lot of journalists and reporters have suggested, we've got no time to waste. But anyways, let me know what you thought of that press conference reaction. Quite a long one. My throat is finished now. But yeah, do smash a like on the video. Do subscribe if you are new. I shall see you all very soon. Mr. Erik ten Hag, welcome to the club. I already gave you the whole, RDA special about welcome to the greatest club in the world, blah, 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 blah. So I'm not going to do it again. But yeah, from Eric, all the United fans, we wish you well and good luck on your journey, and we really hope that you can build success. But that's from me, at least. That's all for now. I shall see you all very soon. Like I said, do subscribe, do smash a like. I shall see you all very soon. Goodbye.